What do you do when you have low energy? This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, a podcast about life, looking at life from a new perspective to gain wisdom and understanding in hopes to know yourself more. Things have felt like a struggle lately. There have been lots of things that I need to take care of. There's lots of things that I need to do. And yet, I don't seem to have the energy to do them. And sometimes there's a difference in how I feel because sometimes I don't have any energy and I am just good with sitting down and relaxing. And then there's times like this where I don't have the energy, but yet there's a feeling in me that I should be taking care of some of this stuff because I have a long list of items on my to-do list. There is numerous things that I need and want to get done. And I'm wondering, how do you handle these types of feelings and situations? I had a situation today and I thought it was going to be resolved, and it just keeps going on and on. And I really think that is what derailed my energy. It derailed my mood. It derailed the whole day for me. And if you listen to all of these positive people out there, they really focus on how we shouldn't let people or circumstances tank our mood. We shouldn't let people have that much power over us to make us feel bad or angry or upset or worried. That we should really be in control of our emotions. And while that sounds like a grand plan for your life, I know in my own it's just not possible. That I am an emotional person, that I respond with emotions, and that is okay. But I also know that when I respond with such intense emotions, I feel depleted. I feel like the energy is sucked out of me. And so, yeah, I admit that it may be ideal that if I learn to ride those waves of emotions, that maybe I wouldn't be energetically depleted. But again, I don't think we're all designed in the same way. And so I had this situation. I recently moved and I had ordered some new home decorations for my home. And I did that last week. And I absolutely thought that I had changed my delivery address to the new house. I mean, if you had asked me, I would have said, yeah, I took care of that. I made sure that it was being delivered to the new location. Well, I got the notification last Friday that my package was delivered. I went out to look for it, and it was nowhere to be found. And I am not in an area where there are porch pirates taking things. I went in to look at the order, and that is when I realized that my package was delivered to my old address. And it was just like, are you serious? I mean, this whole process, this last couple of months, has just been obstacle after obstacle. Circumstances were just slowing me down, were redirecting me. And so this is just like one more circumstance that didn't work out as planned. And so I don't have the contact information of the people who bought my house. I reached out to my agent, told her what happened. She then got in contact with the other agent and they got into contact with the buyers, and we made a agreement that I was going to pick up the package on Sunday. It was going to be left out for me just to pick up and be on my merry way. Well, I get there today after driving an hour through pay tolls, and the package isn't there. It's nowhere. I call my agent, who then calls the agent who calls the buyer, and they forgot to leave out the package. So I made the trip for nothing. And, here it is again where one thing happens and then it kind of snowballs, and every other step in the process is delayed, or it screws up, or it gets jacked. And it's like the whole rest of this process is now just a cluster. I spend another hour driving back. I still don't have my package. They offered to ship it to me. I don't know when or if it's actually going to come. So now I'm like, why don't I just buy the item again? I mean, at this point, it was a little bit of money, but in the end, is it going to break me? No. And just that event alone this morning and the circumstances in the scenario just literally sucked the life out of me. I had an expectation. I had this plan that, I was checking these things off of my box, and that, once I got the package, then I could do all these other steps. And my plan was completely derailed. And since I am such an emotional being, I am so emotional and wrapped up in the feeling of things and my expectation of how everything is going to move. My energy literally just like drained out of my battery. This wasn't the only thing on my list that I could or should be doing, that there are numerous things. But the emotional investment was so great on my part. And when the circumstance didn't work out as I thought it was going to, I I spent my whole day's energy in the first 3 hours of the day. Oftentimes, when things don't work out like we want it to, I know for myself that I will spend a little bit of time reflecting on, is there something that I could have done differently? Is there something that I could have changed that would have changed the outcome or my expectation? And in this scenario, I don't know. Somebody said that they were going to take care of something, and they didn't. And then all of my plans were based on somebody else fulfilling their part of the agreement. I don't know what I could or should have done differently. And I probably won't ever know. But I know that the rest of the day has just been a struggle for me to want to do anything. It's almost like, I just need to chalk this day up. I need to just wait for tomorrow to come, and hopefully I'm going to have a better outcome. I know I can't turn off my emotions because I am just an emotional person. I respond with emotions. My emotions are how I determine my next step. It's where I go for my response. But some days it would be nice if I didn't have such an emotional investment into situations and circumstances. It would be nicer if I could learn to ride some of those waves. But then again, we don't come here with a rule book. We don't come here with a map. We all come here with just the tools that we have and the tools that we pick up along the way. And some days, you know what? We have the best intentions. We have the presence to try to live the day out as best we can, but then sometimes, you know what? Some days things are just beyond me, and we just have to accept that. We just have to accept that it is what it is and wake up tomorrow and try again. I'm probably going to be finishing the day with a shower. I'm going to feel clean. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to soothe myself in the ways that I know how to. And I am just going to accept this day as a win and know that I have a chance again tomorrow. Thank you for listening to this podcast of Tracy Talks. Please like and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. And until next time, we meet again.